There is one thing that actually sets hustlers apart from ordinary people. Now, not a lot of people talk about this, and this is what I kind of wanted to come on here and say, is because there's actually a difference in the mindset between like an ordinary person and a hustler. Now, what I mean by hustler is not just like the modern term, you know. I just mean like entrepreneur in general, or just, you know, business owner, whatever you want to class it as. But what I'm trying to say is the difference, it comes down to fulfillment. So if you don't know what I mean by that, I basically mean, if I was to like go out right now and say, for example, last Q4, I've talked about this before, I hit like my one of my goals, which was to get a 10k month. And obviously that was one of my massive goals, and I was like, you know, when I hit this is gonna happen, stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, when I hit this, I'm gonna be fulfilled, I'm gonna feel, you know, like I've made it in a sense. But here's where the hustler's mindset comes in, because after that 10k month, now we're like a few months after it, I don't feel fulfilled, because now I want more, you know, like I've hit that amount, now I want consistent, I want more, like higher months, more consistent months, stuff like that. And that is the hustler's mindset. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably already have that kind of sense. You might not know about it yet if you haven't like hit one of your major goals or anything yet. But the point is that you can like automatically tell the difference between someone who's just an ordinary person who's maybe like hit one of the goals, and an ordinary person hit one of the goals is just going to be someone who's going to full on just like, say for example, they, you know, they go out and do something, they buy something, they'll just be like fulfilled after it, they'll feel fulfilled. And the problem with that mindset is that if you go and like achieve one of your goals, let's say you wanted to hit like your first like 5k month or something, say they go and do that, and then they'll just feel fulfilled and they'll literally fall off. And that is the reason why so many people fail, and it's the reason why I failed, like not sort of, well, yeah, like end of 2023 coming into 2024 was when I first started with organic dropshipping is what I do. And that's when I first started, and basically I started just before Q4, which was the best time to start, because it just gives you those small wins straight away. And my first winning product was in like December time, November, December. And I made like 6,000 revenue with my business partner at the time in that month. And then after that, after I'd done that amount, I felt this feeling of fulfillment. Like I felt like, oh my days, I've made it. I've just started and I've already hit like some crazy numbers. I was like 14, 15 at the time. And it was extraordinary to me. But when I then felt this sense of fulfillment, I then felt this sense of I've made it, I ended up like falling off my game. And then it was hard hitting after maybe like a month or two down the line, when sales had like basically died out and I was getting nothing. And that's when it kind of all came down, and it was hard hitting, because I'd gone through that, I'd made that amount of money, and then all of a sudden it was just crashed down. And that is the difference between a hustler and a normal person, because if I was just an ordinary like minded individual at that time, I would have just, well, obviously I basically was, because I just let that happen. But I would have just been like, okay, well, I've done it there, but, you know, it's too difficult to do it again. Or, you know, I've done it, so I've made it, I don't need to do it again. But because I have the hustler's mindset, which you ideally want to adapt to if you don't have already, I like want to go further. I want to get more. I want to, you know, hit more months like that. And that's allowed me to go ahead and hit another biggest month, another record. And that's also going to allow me to progress even further. And in a way, you could look at it negatively, because it's a way where you're never going to feel really fulfilled. But that's just how it is. I think the other thing that contributes to this factor is, if you go to the gym, you'll know that, like, if you actually fully are like trying in the gym and you're getting a good physique and everything, you'll never feel this sense of like happiness with your physique, if you know what I mean. Like one day you'll be really proud, next day you've got like this body dysmorphia. And it's the same applies to business, you know. One day you'll be proud of your achievements, the next you're like, no, I need to go further, this isn't good enough. Even though compared to like someone else who doesn't think this way, your achievement is like unbelievably good. And that's kind of how I look at it. Like, I think the problem is it kind of numbs your mind. Like, my biggest day in the e-com space was in Q4, and it was like 1.4k. But at the time, obviously, I look back on it now and I'm like, that's it. That's crazy. Like, 16 years old, £600 profit in a day. Like, what? But when I was in the time, when I was in the moment, it didn't feel like anything. Like, my mind was just numb to it. It just felt not normal, but it didn't feel special, if you know what I mean. It was just this sense of like, well, I've put all this work in, it should happen. When, you know, in reality, that's not how it would be. So, yeah, fulfillment and the hustler's mindset, that's what it is. This sense of a lack of fulfillment, the feeling. And I mean, it's kind of what pushes us forwards. And if you haven't adapted to this mindset yet, then, you know, it's something that will happen automatically. Like, if you are obviously running businesses right now, you're going to adapt to it automatically. It's kind of inevitable, but it's not a bad thing. You know, it keeps you going, it keeps you pushing forwards. And yeah, that's kind of just something I wanted to come on and say. Another thing I want to address is, so the channel's actually started picking up a little bit now. Like, I've been getting more views on some of the videos, like gaining some subscribers and that, which I'm really grateful for. Thank you for anyone who's subscribed to me, any new subscribers. But another thing I want to address is I've had like a few comments saying I'm not 16. And I mean, I don't know how I'm going to prove to you that I am 16 or not, but I am definitely 16. If I have to end up doing some kind of birth certificate reveal, then so be it. But I am 16 years old, not 24, as someone has said. But yeah, I just thought I'd address that quickly. And yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to speak about today. I'm just going to be uploading videos, basically just telling you like my thoughts and stuff like that, daily uploads. And yeah, just providing value with every upload. So if you want to see more of this value and more videos, obviously better than this is just something I thought like it hasn't really been spoken about before. So yeah, if you want to come on and you know, comment some video ideas for me, or not even video ideas, just comment a question and I could answer it in a video maybe. Comment a collection of questions, whatever you need help with, anything like that, I can answer them. Or if you just want to see something specific, like a day in the life, something like that, then I can definitely do that. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.